Taking business class for the first time. When you first board, they will give you a hot towel to warm you up from the outside and a champagne to warm you up from the inside. They will also give you enough time to test all the buttons on the seat before they serve you the first meal of the flight. And you thought you were paying for the comfort to lie flat and sleep tight? No, we make sure to wake up for the second meal of the flight because we have to experience everything, right? It's an enjoyable cycle of eat, sleep, repeat, and we are. We went on an 18 days trip across 11 cities in Africa. Sounds like a lot, right? Well, we are Chinese, and why not? Day 1, we landed at Addis Ababa International Airport to transit to Nairobi. And yes, I learned this city's name from watching Money Heist. We didn't miss the in-flight midnight meal, and we definitely wouldn't want to miss the lounge buffet. Although we might not know how to appreciate the local cuisine, there were plenty of familiar food options available. We checked into our hotel and then headed to the Nairobi National Museum because nothing says African adventure like a room full of stuffed animal. We will see the real animals later in the trip, so this was just a warm-up. After that, we went on a walking tour in the CBD, where it was interesting to see the chaotic city centre contrast with the quiet government offices district just across the street. We ended day 1 with a very decent meal. If you miss our Ethiopian Air experience, click the link below. Otherwise, stay tuned for day 2. Remember that stuffed giraffe we saw at the Nairobi Museum on day 1? Yeah, we upgraded to the real deal at the Giraffe Centre this time. I'm not a big fan of animals, so I was actually waiting for someone to get head-butted, but alas, no drama ensued. Next stop, we visited Karen Blixen's house, the author of Out of Africa. This house was visited by the Prince of Wales as it was the nicest house at that time, despite lacking a water tap and having only one toilet. The toilet to house size ratio is quite questionable. After that, we headed to a local farm restaurant for lunch, where the ambience was lovely, the service was great, and the food was apparently 10-10 according to our friend. Last stop, Bomas of Kenya. We learned that most hearts are built by wife because husbands are busy. Anyway, polygamy means husband rotate hearts like trying ice cream flavor and unmarried sons get left out. No heart for them. And that's a wrap for day 2. We ended our day with a 2 hours drive to Lake Naivasha, which is too boring for me to film and too boring for you to watch. So stay tuned for our day 3, Cycling Safari. Our 18-day journey continues. On day 3, we visited Hell's Gate National Park, where we embarked on a 15km cycling safari adventure. If you are wondering, won't there be lions chasing after us? No worries, there is a zebra crossing they need to navigate. Just kidding, this is a prey-only safari. We came across a rock climbing station in the middle of the park, and my friend took the leap for $7, literally and figuratively. The gorge was closed due to a flash flood concerns, but our amazing guide brought us to a special viewpoint. He's definitely my hero of the day, as he promised, I will never leave you behind, while my friends were nowhere to be seen. I couldn't even reach for them to get chased by tigers. Lunch at a Chinese restaurant was a welcome break, as the cycling almost killed me. I skipped the afternoon part as I was napping. Then we headed to dinner, where we had an up-close experience with the hippos. Don't be fooled by their cute appearance, they are actually the #1 killer, but thankfully, they are gated with an electrical fan. So, we are still alive. See you on day 4. Our journey continues on day 4. We started the day at Nairobi Street Kitchen, where we indulged in milkshake and Instagram-worthy brunch option, not knowing that it will be our last meal for 10 hours. As they say, expect the unexpected when travelling, and eat when you have the chance to eat. Our friends are passionate about world peace, so they took us to the United Nations office. We expected a serious and stuffy atmosphere, but were surprised to find a relaxed vibe. We took photos, gave speeches on stage to zero audience, and instantly felt important for the day. After a 6-hour drive, we arrived in Arusha and checked into our cozy Airbnb. We quickly walked to a nearby restaurant that is still open at 10 PM and tried plantain for the first time. Delicious! Imagine a sweet potato in the shape of a banana. And you are close. Whole fish seems to be a local specialty and is so affordable and tasty here. Time to rest after a long day. See you on day 5! We finally embarked on a proper safari tour to hunt down the Big 5. We started the day with a takeaway breakfast from a local cafe. En route to the national park, we saw locals carrying goods on their heads, while I struggled to carry my own thoughts. We were very lucky to spot a family of elephants right after entering the park. Majestic. And then, we spotted a group of warthogs. If you don't know what that is, it's Pumbaa from the Lion King movie. I'm still puzzled by giraffe and zebra camouflage. I mean, I can see them from a mile away. Lunchtime was eventful as we had to safeguard our food from a group of sneaky blue ball monkeys. Who knew Tiffany Blue could attract not only human females but also monkey females? The day ended with a promise to continue the Big 5 hunt on day 6. Will we spot the elusive lion, leopard and buffalo? Stay tuned to find out! Our journey to track down the Big Five continues. This time, we visited the Ngorongoro crater. The name Ngorongoro comes from the Maasai language, referring to the sounds of cowbells. Here comes the highlight of our safari tour. A lion casually strolled past our vehicle. We were so close to the king of the jungle. While everyone was so excited, I couldn't help but wonder, would anyone get down from the vehicle if their phone fell? Throughout the day, we spotted ostrich, wildebeest, hippos, flamingos, zebra, and gazelles. Not wanting to revel in others' misfortune, but I have to say, it's a shame we didn't get to witness a hunt in action. We also explored a mega tree with a mega hole, where poachers once hid the bodies of the animals. Another day, another lunch in the wild, and another encounter with a mischievous blue ball monkey. Stay tuned for Day 6 Part 2, where we visit the Maasai village and hopefully resist the temptation to trade our shoes for some fancy new tribal gear. Welcome to Day 6, Part 2! We had the chance to visit a Maasai village where vibrant clothing is a staple of their semi-nomadic and pastoral lifestyle. We watch in awe as they show off their impressive jumping skill. Basically, the higher you jump, the cooler you are. The Maasai has set the bar very high. While our friend... never mind, better not to comment. The Maasai people warmly invited us into their homes and taught us ancient fire-making techniques. Because who hasn't experienced that moment when there is no lighter to light up a birthday candle? We were impressed by the school within their community, which explained why some of them can speak English fluently. Our day concluded with a delicious barbecue feast, and of course, we ordered a whole fish again. We are now full and exhausted, but excited for Day 7 adventures! Before flying to Zanzibar, we began the day by visiting the Arusha Declaration Museum, a quirky museum that defied conventional expectation. Can you believe this is one of the national museums? After a KFC meal, we headed to the airport, which was an experience in itself. The check-in counter was essentially a tent, and there was no luggage belt inside. The lounge area was also a tent, adding to my husband's collection of unique airport lounge experiences. Despite the unorthodox setup, the airport efficiently got us to our flight on time. Upon arriving in Zanzibar, we checked into Hotel Tembo, which translates into elephant in the local language. We chose a studio room with rooftop access, but this came with a caveat: 5 flights of stairs to climb every day. For dinner, we ventured to a local eatery, where we encountered a fascinating concept similar to nasi padang. With an array of pre-cooked dishes on display, we simply pointed to our desired choices. No need to worry about any language barriers. The chaotic atmosphere only added to the authenticity of our local experience. Stay tuned for our adventure in Zanzibar! I thought I'm going to die in Zanzibar. Our day began with a delightful hotel breakfast where the fluffy pancake whisked me away to memories of my grandma's loving cooking. With full belly, we set off to Prison Island, which evoked the mystical aura of Pirates of the Caribbean. The turbulent waters had me clutching my seat and praying intensely that we wouldn't capsize. Upon arrival, we were greeted by gentle giant tortoise. I was fascinated to learn that male tortoise grunt with remarkable emphasis during mating. I had envisioned an Alcatraz-like experience, but instead, we found a simple exhibition, a souvenir shop, and a prison bar that was more about liberating your thirst than restricting your freedom. After another hair-raising 40-minute journey, we arrived at a breathtaking sandbank for lunch. The wind is so strong that we are completely dry by the time lunch was served. Lunch was an array of seafood delicacy, expertly cooked by our boat skipper using pots washed with the ocean natural salts. It was a truly unforgettable experience. Since we survived the boat ride, please follow us to Day 9! Want to know how Zanzibar looks like? Follow me! On Day 9, we delve into the heart of Zanzibar, exploring its vibrant markets and discovering fresh fruit galore, including avocados as big as mangoes. A visit to the island's only Hindu temple offered a serene escape, while the narrow alleys reveal a treasure trove of local crafts and souvenirs. Our journey took a somber turn as we explored a tiny basement that once held 75 slaves. The harsh conditions, including starvation and brutal treatment, were a heartbreaking reminder of the island's dark past. The slaves were left without food or water for 2 days, a cruel tactic to ensure only the strongest survive and fetch a higher price. Lunch was served in a charming garden-like restaurant where the food was decent, although their sorbet was actually shaved ice. Forward to dinner, we opted for outdoor seating, but the breeze quickly turned into a storm, so we moved inside. Unfortunately, the food was mediocre and the service was lacking, so I wouldn't recommend this place. Follow us to another 10 days of Africa trip. The beginning of our nightmare. Day 10 was supposed to be a simple transit day, but Rwanda Air had other plans. Our flight was rescheduled multiple times with all the communication skill of a kid on their phone. And then, the cherry on top, a 10-hour delay on the day of the flight. But hey, at least we got to experience the thrill of uncertainty. We got bumped up to business class, pink-wided seat, not the usual lie-down experience, VIP custom clearance, airport transfer, and a hotel room to freshen up with complimentary food. And the pièce de résistance is an upgraded runway shuttle bus because walking is so passive. With our unexpected extended stay in Dar es Salaam, we had no plans. But travelling with history buff means museums are always on the agenda. And honestly, it was a nice surprise. So, would I recommend Rwanda Air for their recovery service? I don't have a stick with arriving on time as my top preference. But hey, at least they tried! Finally arrived at Kigali. We visited the Genocide Museum. As no pictures were allowed, just imagine the somber faces. Then, we braved the chaotic bus park to head to Musanze. The helpful locals attached themselves to us like glue, expecting tips despite our repeated shouts of "No!" The redeeming part of the day was definitely our account. My expectation has hit a new low after the bus park chaos. Dealing with the bus park drained my energy. So, I will see you tomorrow! Remember the King Kong movie? Yeah, we went gorilla trekking and it was definitely a dramatic day of our life. We started with coffee because you can't say no to free drinks. The tour guide offered us walking sticks and portals. We are like, nah, we got this. But the portals are like, nah, we got you. And boy, did they save our butts, literally. Mud up our knees, rain pouring down, and our portals are lifesavers. They hold our hands more diligently than our better half. The view on top is quite nice, but it is a choose or adventure kind of game. Mud-soaked leg with a view, or safe feet with nothing to see. Now you will ask, where is the gorilla? Oh well, we paid $70 for a maybe we will see them tour. Wanna guarantee that will be a 1,500 per pax. And my love for gorillas only goes so far. Well, I see their poop, and I will see you tomorrow too. Another day, another transit adventure from Kigali to Johannesburg. Rwanda Air delayed our flight again, but this time around, there are only 2 business class seats available for upgrade. Unfortunately, the 2 not-so-gentlemen quickly snagged them, leaving us to fend for ourselves. But, as the saying goes, women are strong. We independently secured 2 rows of empty seats and made ourselves very comfortable. Settling into our Airbnb, the Great Gatsby, it is big. We are talking about host a party for 50 people big, and ice cream you cannot hear big. You get the idea. We stayed in the room called Men's Cave and Princess Suite. And the largest room was actually bigger than our entire house back in Singapore. It was like having a mini mansion. We ended the day with an incredible dinner, featuring carrots that look like they just leaped straight out of a comic book. See you again tomorrow! Have you seen a building full of rubbish? Join us on a Ponte City walking tour! Ponte City is an iconic cylindrical skyscraper that has been a silent witness to Johannesburg's social and political drama. Over the years, it has accumulated a significant amount of rubbish in its core, but thankfully, it has now been cleaned up and is habitable again, plus, is now quite Instagrammable too. The tour ended on a high note, with fried chicken and cold beer at the Ponte Tower, because what's a good story without some greasy food and a stunning city view? See you at a cleaner place tomorrow! Another day, another unique Airbnb. We arrived at a 200-year-old manor house in Stellenbosch. It was a Cape Dutch house that once held the record for the highest ceiling in the world. The family arrived even before the town was developed. And because one business venture is not enough, they also own a vineyard and a pigsty with a whopping 6,000 pigs. Or 6,004 if you count us as honorary swine. Every morning, we feasted on their ridiculously delicious pork products. Our super friendly host also invited us to tea time, where we met their adorable daughter, who chatted always in Afrikaans and dazzled us with her sparkling blue eyes. I'm normally a sucker for modern vibes, but their old school kindness totally won me over. Highly recommended! Have you ever wondered what is there to do in Stellenbosch? Follow us to one estate that resembles an art gallery. Next, we had a meaty experience where our charming waiter presented an impressive array of cuts at our table. For Chinese speaker, this was akin to 小鲜肉为你盛上小鲜肉. The food, absolutely divine. The bone marrow treated our taste buds to a luxurious experience. We were starved after lunch, but let's be real, dessert stomach are a thing. So, we indulged in ice cream. Our next stop was an incredible winery with something for everyone. Even non-wine enthusiasts will find a happy spot. Beer experiences, grocery store, butchery, ice cream cafe, coffee shop, animal farm, and lifestyle store. Truly something for all ages. If you ever visit South Africa, I highly recommend a 2-day 1-night detour to Stellenbosch. It's well worth it. Think Africa is scorching hot, follow us to Cape Town. Many people have the wrong ideas about Africa's climate, but mid-winter temperature can drop to negative 15 degrees. During our visit, it was a pleasant 15 degrees, perfect for a weekend market. We indulged in delicious food, and my husband's sense of direction became a running joke, but he's easy to find. Just look for the beer store. We moved from a 300-year-old manor to a modern Airbnb in Cape Town. Our adorable housekeeper communicated with expressive gesture, leaving us to decipher the door password. Exploring Volkat's colourful neighbourhood was a visual treat, followed by a hike-up Khoo corner. Initially, I thought it would be a great calorie burner before dinner, but I deeply regretted it when I was panting, especially knowing we would take the cable car for the same view the next day. After the hike, we headed to V&A waterfront for dinner. It felt like Clarke Quay in Singapore. We tried African donuts and discovered interesting canned food. Once again, dinner was fantastic. We reordered the prawns, which were incredibly fresh and yummy. Still remembering our Khoo Corner hike, on day 17 we took the easier route and rode the rotating cable car up Table Mountain for stunning 360-degree views. A walking tour was available, but foggy and freezing condition made it unbearable, especially since we were severely underdressed. We ended up shivering at the viewpoint, hopping between souvenir stores and cafe. After Table Mountain, two gentlemen opted for paragliding, but I politely declined. It seems my courage is inversely proportional to my age. Instead, I pray fervently for their safe return. We had not fine dined in a while, so we were thrilled to try it in South Africa. Each dish surprised us, from creative alcohol servings to hand towels and palate cleansers. However, we forgot that fine dining equals a 4-hour marathon. Food coma struck before dessert. Despite this, we rallied for Chapman's Peak breathtaking sunset views. Was the drive worth it? Absolutely. Moral of the story, when in Cape Town, prioritize warmth, wine, and wisdom. See you tomorrow! South Africa is more than just wildlife. Trust me. Day 18 started with a boring walking tour, but fortunately, the day took an exciting turn. We finished with a bang at the shooting range. Always wanted to try my hand at shooting, but timing and budget never aligned. Until now. In Cape Town's outskirts, we discovered an affordable shooting range. They offer a range of guns for experience, including the 50 caliber behemoth, typically reserved for long-range battlefield targets. But I'm no Rambo. I could barely lift the gun, and when I did, I struggled to steady it. As I stepped in to capture the moment for my friend, the recoil sent a ripple through the air, leaving me breathless. It was like walking onto a movie set. That epic experience, hands down highlight of my trip. Time to head back to Singapore after 18 days of adventure, and we are flying with the world best airline. From champagne toast to surprise anniversary cake, this flight was truly fit for royalty. First off, the service was top notch. The stewardess greeted us by name and handed us a glass of bubbly to toast to a safe journey. Next, the upgraded noise-cancelling headphone proved to be a game changer, allowing me to fully immerse myself in movies after finding the perfect recline. After finishing my first light meal, the real surprise came when they brought out a cake with a handwritten card. Rumour has it that sometimes they give teddy bears. We will have to wait until next time. Mid-flight, another meal service impressed. The starter and main course were solid, but the garlic bread from the bread basket was life-changing. Before ending our best life in air, we enjoyed yogurt and an American breakfast. All in all, this flight was truly unforgettable. If you are looking to splurge, Singapore Airlines is worth every penny. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.